Hey guys, welcome to Lingerie and Cocktails. I'm AJ and we have Miss
Co-
Coco
Coco say
here.
Coco is in
And
the building.
oh, go ahead.
I also say Coco is in the building.
Absolutely. How was you guys? I hope you guys had a great weekend so far. How was your week? Did you learn any good lessons?
Cool,
Any good
me?
life lessons? Or
Me?
big or small? Coco? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you.
what did I learn this week? I learned that people full of bullshit, and I need to perfect the art of not giving a fuck.
That's a daily struggle, you know. I don't know. I think my week for the most. I don't know. Let's see. What did I learn this week? I learned how to politely decline invitations into situations that rob me of my peace without having to act a fool to do it. You know, trying to learn a little bit of grace. Um, you know, just learning how to say, look, uh,
That don't
I'm
serve me.
sorry for what you're going through. I hate that you're going through it. You know what I'm saying? But this drama, there's, like I just I can't involve myself with it. I don't have the mental energy. And I felt good about doing it, setting those healthy boundaries and not having to or not feeling bad about not overextending myself to try to help somebody who really didn't quite ask for help and just really wanted somebody to stir the pot with them, you know. But that's what I learned this week. So,
Well, I feel like Lizzo
all
when you
right,
said
guys. So
that.
today we're gonna talk about. Oh, go ahead. Oh, what?
Uh,
What?
I feel like Lizzo when you on her song. It's about damn time.
Okay, shady boots.
That wasn't no shade.
hmm So, today we were going to discuss Mr. Tyler Perry's advice, unsolicited advice to Black women, and I'm going to play the audio for you guys. Um, 1 second.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In the in our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men. Right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, you know, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift. Exactly. That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you. Yeah. That's somebody who came to love you at your worth. Right? Yes. And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm gonna cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you can handle the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means no. I need somebody to who's they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have. Well, go on, keep your list, baby. Yeah. God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people who have who whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing. It is. Yeah, it is.
So, those were the controversial comments that Mr. Perry made last week. His unsolicited uh, dating advice to Black women, and they were quite outraged. The Twitterverse or Xverse, whatever you want to call it, and TikTok went crazy with response videos. So we wanted to talk about it this week or this Saturday, and just talk about his comments, how they made us feel, what we think about them. And I'm going to throw it over to Coco. What were your thoughts on this?
Have you seen that meme of Angela, Maya Angelou, where it says "and still outside"? Because that's how I feel. Um, on the face of it, I saw what he was saying. I get it. I do. I get it. But, however, I, as a Black woman, I'm tired of think pieces, conversations, advice, dissertations being directed at Black women and what we choose in a man or our standard. Because now it's not just conversation, it's become industry to me now about, oh, well, Black women, y'all need to accept lesser, whatever that is. And at the end of the day, y'all are not directing the same energy toward women of other groups. So why the fuck is it coming for us? Now, he's not wrong in the sense that Black women are making more money. I won't say that we are out. I won't say we're outpacing Black men as it pertains to money, because at the end of the day, Black women in general are still underpaid, paid at what, 77 cents on the dollar compared to men. Black women is even lesser. I think it's like 67. So are we making more than Black men in general across the board? No. Comparatively, are we making more money today than we were 20, 25 20 to 25 years ago, or even a generation ago? Yes, we are. There's more women in the workforce, more women are going to school, getting educated, and are able to attain these jobs and ascend the career ladder, which equates to more dollars being made. I think at the end of the day, you have to find who and what works for you. So if you're a high earning Black woman and you find a man, maybe he don't make, maybe you in oil and gas, or you in tech, or you in tech, and you getting paid, and you marry a football coach. 10 times out of 9, he's not making nearly as much money as you are. But I mean, if y'all are both bringing something to the household, and the money that y'all's money is going into the same pot, um, then yes, what he said applies. But I'm just really I'm tired of these types of conversations being directed at Black women, because y'all not giving that same energy to other women. So what he said is not wrong, but why us specifically? That's my question. Like, where does that come from?
So I'm guessing, which I hate to guess on what somebody says when they don't say it specifically, but my thought is just because of the position he's in, and I'm probably sure, you know, people in his orbit have probably communicated things like that to him, but like, oh, I want to find love, but I can't find anyone that is earning. Because the truth of the matter, like a five-figure man is, or a six-figure man, I mean, a six-figure man is like not the easiest to come by. And I'm not saying that they don't exist. They do exist, but they're not easy to come by, because let's say 5% of Black men or 10% of Black men are making you know 100K plus a year or 200K plus a year. Okay, some of those are already married. Some of them are narcissists. You know what I'm saying? So like I can kind of see the struggle, and like I do, like I can see just from, like, my position, um of the different people that I interact with, especially black women. Oh, I want love so bad, but nothing works. I have friends that are at the point where they just want to be single people and live out their lives. They don't want love because it knocks them off kilter. You know what I'm saying? And they've tried it over and over again. So I'm guessing maybe his comments were born out of that. I'm not certain. I think that he definitely needs to clarify. Now, as far as his actual comments that he made, um, I don't necessarily um believe what he said was wrong per se. Um I feel, hey word, I feel that he was saying, okay, if you want love and if you're okay with this and if he's okay with this, don't worry about what everyone else thinks. You know, if you're okay with paying all the bills and he doesn't feel emasculated by that, then why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of get those words, but this is where I see the problem with what he said. Tyler Perry has made his fortune off of black trauma. I like Tyler Perry. I do. But the things that would get, I'll give you an example. Like, one thing that, like, when one of his first movies that I saw was Medea's Family Reunion, right? And
Right.
there was this one scene in it where the uncle, an old uncle or old grandpa was sitting up under the pavilion, and he was like, and it was a young girl. She may have been, like, in the movie, I think she may have been portrayed to be maybe 18, 17, 18, or something like that. She had on these tight shorts, and
I
then
don't know
she
what
was
you're
like,
talking about.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, get me a cold one. I need it from the bottom." And he's watching her, watching her butt, and like, bro, this is your family member, like, in this movie. Like, I know it's not really, but it's just that is something that happens. But like, it's not necessarily something I felt like needed to be aired out. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he airs out like black trauma. Like, imagine if there was someone in the theater watching that and they had a similar situation and they're triggered by that. Like, that's trauma. And even the angry Medea type character that he portrays, it's stereotypes. It's no different than blackface. It's just a black man doing it, you know um so that's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, I understand what he's saying. I'm not outraged by his comments. But I'm outraged at his comments being his history. You know what I'm saying? Because now he owns BET, right?
Hmm. Yeah. I've seen the conversation around it. Like I said, on the face of it, it's not wrong. But I'm just tired. It to me, it's giving the same type of energy that people gave Ebony K. Williams a couple months ago when they were like, "Oh, would you date a man who made less more, or who made less than you, or whatever?" And she said, "I date a man who owned the bus." She said they asked her would she date a bus driver, and she said, if he owned the bus." Like, to me, it's giving that because nobody is arguing with white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, whomever, Icelandic, Scandinavians about their preferences. Or nobody's telling them like, "Oh, well, date, if you meet a man that makes less than you and all he can do is pay the light bill, but he loves you, well then that's okay." Is it? Is it? Because at the end of the day, it depends on where you want to go. And let's be for real. Most men, when they don't have themselves together, they don't really be pressed about trying to be with no woman. Not one that's worth his weight. Now some of these other mothers, sure, but that's because they looking for a come up. But but men, like who own their shit. If they don't have themselves together, they not really looking to bring nobody else into their bullshit. So, like I said, it's always gonna always come back down to me for why are these types of conversations about lesser, or dealing with lesser, or not 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 we're not why is it always directed at black women? Why can't the conversation of abundance be for black women? Because let's nobody's telling white women this, or like I said, Asian women. You know, they encourage them. Oh, find you a wealthy man. Find you a wealthy man. Why is it always got to be about lack when it's directed at us? I don't like that.
I can definitely agree with that. Would you date? Or hey, Liz, um, would you date someone who makes less money than you? Would you feel comfortable with that arrangement that Mr. Perry speaks of, just for the
I
sake of finding love, or no?
mean, it just really it depends because at the end of the day, are you making less money and are you shitty with your money the less money that you make? Um, because if that's the case, no, I wouldn't. Um, you know, at the end of the day, people always want to talk about, oh, money's not everything. It's not everything, but it's a lot of things because people couples split up over all the time, and what is it mostly over? Financials. Let's not cap. So yes, I would,
Absolutely.
but it's dependent on how does he treat said money. Now, if he doing more with less, all right, cool. You know, let's see what's going on. But like I said, but I would have the same criteria for a man who made more money than me. Like you can sit up here and be like, "Oh, I'm a millionaire," but you fuck it off all the time. I don't need that. So I apply the same rules to if you make
Right.
more or if you make less.
Right. And this gonna sound real cocky, but I kind of feel like I've never. How do I put this in good words without sounding crazy? Let's see. I've always gone by the vibe that I feel off of somebody, right? That's not the first question. Oh, actually, let me read Word's comment. He said, "I honestly felt the same way until I married my wife. I believe his wife is Middle Eastern, I believe, and they be having the same conversations, but we don't hear them. We tend to put others in our business." I kind of agree with that, in because um, I'm friends with like a bunch of Asian people or just people of different ethnicities. And I remember an Asian friend of mine, and she's like, I really like this guy, but my parents are not going to accept it because he doesn't make enough money to, support her. And that's was like kind of the traditional way, and that's what she wanted,
Mm,
and so I do see it happen, but I don't see it publicized. It's normally like personal conversations, but like to me, it don't matter if somebody makes less. It matters. It does matter. Don't get me wrong. But if I see that shine on them, if I can see that glow or that light, and I already know I can bring them up to where as far as they want to be brought up to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've got the raw talent, I can help you organize it. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't
mm,
really like, okay, yeah, I might start dating someone who's making less, but that may not be the case forever. And you don't wait on potential, absolutely not. But as you're dating, as you're going through the motions, you get to know a person's character even better, and it's during that dating stage that you don't get caught up in the love or the emotions of it, and you really just pay more attention to their character, their drive. Are they a go-getter? Do they want to excel? Are they complacent with where they are in life? I personally could not be with someone that is complacent, you know, like, okay, this is that, and that's it. Like, because I always have things that I'm trying to work on, that I'm trying to get going. I'm always helping other people get things to get going. So it's like, if they don't have that drive, they wouldn't get my time anyway. Hey, realist. All right, one One second, y'all. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people were really, really dragging Tyler Perry about his comments, and I mean, I guess I kind of understand, and I kind of don't. Uh,
I get it. I
you
get it and
know,
I
it
don't.
kind of goes. I can see both sides.
And I get it from the sense of like I too have stopped investing my viewership in some of Tyler's newer works simply because I said the same thing. He is writing about he write some of his works are based out of stereotypes and trauma, which I get it. A lot of things are based on how he grew up in his life, and I understand it. That's fine, and maybe that's cathartic for him, and that's cool. But I just have started. I've started to notice in more of his works, it's all based off of that. Black people, we are more than tales, and we're more than recounts of like slavery and discrimination, and being mistreated, or having to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. Like, we're more than that. So I am the same energy I have towards white folks or non-black people who invest in and watch those movies about black trauma and then benefit off of it. I'm the same way for black folks. Like, I want to see fiction or nonfiction. I want to start seeing stories about black folks from a more positive light. That's why, and I'm not lying, I did this for like a couple years. I wouldn't watch Hallmark movies, and everybody loves Hallmark. They love the Christmas movies and Christmas in July and Christmas and all the 25 days of Christmas, all that bullshit there. I wouldn't watch because I noticed at a young age, all the Hallmark movies, they never had black people in them, unless they were like a friend or a sidekick. And I was like, why can't black people ever be the center of these movies? Or why can't black people ever be the leads? Like, and I told my mom, I said, black people fall in love. Black people have great family units. They celebrate holidays together. Everybody's not divorced or has blended families, and I'm not shitting on people who are in that situation. But some folks come from two-parent households that are not dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? So I'm to that point now where I want to see better stories written for black people from black creators. So yeah, the whole this struggle narrative and this struggle love narrative, I'm not with that anymore. And like I said, that's not to say that just because your significant other makes less than you, just make it a struggle love, doesn't make it struggle love automatically. But again, it's always gonna come back to me for why are so many of these why so much of this advice directed toward black women?
Absolutely, that's true. I mean, and I would like to see, better content from these creators, but I think that they choose that because I don't know. For some people, for some reason, like people gravitate towards trauma that mirrors theirs. I don't know if it's a marketing technique. I have no idea. So I just wanted to get to some of the comments. Word said, some of the drama be crazy, like they arrange marriages. Oh, I'm sorry, one second. The arranged marriages, horror stories. Um, this lady was getting beat, and the family did nothing. She left him. Her family disowned her. The women are literally property. Wow. Hey, Tay Eats.
What's up,
What y'all
Tay?
know about Tay Eats? She's on she's on vacation, y'all, but she's in the chat hanging out. Word said, I only watch TV when the wife makes me. I do enjoy a good anime or Marvel or DC movie. Word said he
Yeah,
came to
realist.
debate
Hallmark is still a channel,
and
realist.
realist doesn't
It is
watch
still a channel.
TV. Definitely. But I mean that is I do wish we could like when when controversial comments are made, I do wish that um, we spent more time talking about, the solution than the problem. Like, especially all those ladies on TikTok, they, bashing Tyler's perspective. Okay, we'll give yours. You've got the stage. You've got, quite a few people are going to see it on TikTok if you put the right tags on it. So why not promote the message that you think would be better for women from a woman rather than just, you get what I'm saying? Do you kind of understand where I'm going with it? Like,
Yeah.
make your comments on it, okay, but then let's push the narrative forward. And people just don't really have that. They don't have that
Capacity.
capacity. That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just I'm tired as a black individual, as a black woman, because I just feel like so much is geared directed toward us in the name of advice, especially from black men. And it's tiring because it's hard to literally be the opposite of the Eurocentric beauty standard and still be fighting all these different battles every day. We're at the intersection of racism and sexism, so you're fighting two different battles there. Then you got to come back and deal with all this conversation that's in the media about, oh, black women are the least desired, and then it's too much. It really is. And so when you start hearing like, oh, well, black women aren't, or they're the least desirable. Um, when you hear things like that, and that's what's swirling around, even if you don't yourself subscribe to that, because I do not subscribe to the fact that as a black woman, I am the least desirable of all the women out here. I just don't. I don't subscribe to it at all. Um, but it starts to wear on you, and there's already enough discourse within the community amongst black men and women. Um, it's just a lot. Like I said, I don't know where his comment came from. I don't disagree with him in a way, but I disagree on I just question the source. I question the source of it.
Definitely. Or even where, his comments were coming from. But I mean, like, I think if I would have personally responded to that video, I would have probably given my thoughts and then ideas, on, okay, this is the narratives that I've never felt when black women were the least desirable. I've heard people say that, but like, girl, you should see that inbox. Somebody from Germany was calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning last night on Facebook. Amber, please answer.
Yeah,
No.
like, and people keep saying that we're not the beauty standard, but I'm like, it's a lie, because I see a whole lot of women who ain't black going to get ass, whether it's a BBL or they getting them shots. I see a whole lot of non-black women going and getting fillers in their lips. But people was making fun of the bras that looked like me with the big lips. I'm just saying, people picking up hairstyles now that don't even are not even advantageous for they grade of hair. But now it's cool. You seen the shit on TikTok. Oh, I'm gonna get me some boxer braids. Girl, get the hell up out here, because that's porn.
Kim
Goodbye.
Kardashian.
Goodbye, beloved. So yeah, no, I've never felt like that with the least desirable. I feel like because of the again, why I y'all like I said before, y'all know I love historical context, and everything that we talk about on here. What do I always relate it back to? Slavery. This goes back to slavery. I think that when we have been painted the way we have because of the nature of history in this country and relations of black people with other groups, specifically white folks. Um, so yeah, no, I've never subscribed to the fact of being the least desirable, because I there have been black men, white men, Hispanic men, aplenty come over here to me. Um, I don't know. I don't know the source of tirades. The purpose of saying that.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. Let me go to some of the comments. So Tay said, let's see, she's tired of men telling us what to do and accept stay in y'all place.
I can hear
Hold
Tay
on,
saying it right now.
stay in y'all place.
Dang, y'all,
I can hear her
I'm
saying that.
tired. Here she go. I'm tired of men telling us what to do and what to accept. Like, goddamn, stay in y'all place.
Yeah, you did it justice. That's exactly how she would have said it. And then let's see. Word said that's the point to lower y'all. F them, keep glowing. My whole life I heard men ain't shit. Now I'm the biggest shit someone can take. I cracked my laptop, y'all. That's why I'm over here reading like a second grader because the comments are coming up over the crack. Let's see.
If you can't beat people
But
physically,
yeah,
then
I mean, I really don't know his place, but I'm not. Yeah. Well, I mean, physically it's for the birds. That's light work. You always should do it handle them mentally, I think. Where said that his wife enjoys telling him or wait, my wife enjoying me telling her what to do. But I don't know.
see, I
I
feel like
look,
that's
this is a
different.
little off topic. Uh-huh.
I feel like that's
It's a
different
little off.
word.
It is word.
I feel like you on
But
some freak
I
shit.
was gonna say, when he yeah, I think so too. Really said happy wife, happy life.
Happy spouse, happy house.
What are they talking about? Feet. Happy spouse, happy house. I know that's right. What are y'all talking about? Feet. I don't even know what they talking about.
Shut up, feet. Ooh. Somebody in the chat like feet. Y'all got somebody got a foot fetish? It's probably the realist. And he
It
projecting.
is. That's exactly who it is, girl. You guessed it right. You guessed
It's
it
probably
perfectly. It's realist.
oh, I'm about to say I get that vibe, he just trying to project.
Realist got a feet fetish.
She don't mind, go get y'all a word and y'all won't mind. Go get y'all a word and y'all won't mind. Word, chill out. Like I'm you doing too much, baby. What are you laughing at? That's really instead of calling me Tay Eats, he called me Feet. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, so realist probably want to suck your toes. That's why he said that shit.
That's what it was. He trying to
Mm-mm.
go. He's trying. Yeah.
He trying to suck. He trying to suck. Listen, he like them. Who sang that song? Was that Sexy Red? I'm out of town, thugging with my rounds, my coochie pink, my booty hole round. Where the niggas? I'm looking for the hoes. Quit playing, nigga. Come suck a bitch. Go.
Oh my god. Where said y'all gonna leave me alone?
Y'all
But
hey, that's better
oh,
than
realist got. I know realist over here revealing his crush on Tay. K's feet.
Hey, listen, really, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen. Oh, well, Tay said she like people who suck toes. I'm finna say if Tay ain't down, I've been down forever. So if you need some experimentation, what was you finna ask, AJ? You said it was off topic. You don't remember?
It's a little off topic, but
Okay.
y'all know when I don't remember how long it's been, but remember when uh Tyler Perry and Giselle or whatever her name is, not Giselle, I can't remember her name. I think she's an Ethiopian lady. When they broke up, and then it kind of looked like he was having like a midlife crisis or something.
No.
You don't remember when he broke up with his baby mama and they separated? It was a big thing.
I probably tried to block it out because in my mind, Tyler not fine. So I was like, who the fuck was laying down with him? I ain't even gonna look. I ain't even gonna cap. I'm
It's
wrong
so
for that because
crazy you
somebody
say
can
that
look
because,
at me
like, I
like this.
remember, I think I remember my last year in high school, so it would have been 02, 03. That was around the
God
first time
damn.
I ever heard about Tyler Perry, but he wasn't a big time movie producer then. He was like just doing stage plays, and the black folks in the hood was recording it on VHS tapes and passing it around the church, and they was all watching oh my deal, you know. So when I first like to me like when he first came out, it gave black people something to relate to because like the movies that were being created, the shows that were being created about black people were not being produced by black people. They weren't being directed by black people. They were literally the black stories told through white eyes, through white writers. You know what I'm saying? So like I do like how he pushed the industry forward in a way with that, but I do wish he would kind of like push away from that trauma aspect of it. Um, but I ain't gonna lie, like Hollywood is weird. Like to me, there's just been some type of shift within Tyler because there was one point where I felt like Tyler was very um, grounded in his truth, and more recently, it seems he's maybe less grounded in that truth. And I don't. It's not one thing that I can pinpoint, but like I can say like in interviews like 10 years ago, he came off a lot more genuine and what's the word what's the word genuine and kind of like he had like an established mindset. He believed in the things that he was talking about, and it seems like maybe something changed over his career because I just don't see him with that same level of confidence that I saw when he first started doing this and his stuff was catching on within the black community. um so a lot of times people say things not just based on their own experience but sometimes based on their own feelings. And I'm sure that like with the trauma that that happened to him, because if I'm not mistaken, I think he was like abused by an older woman at a very young age.
Hmm.
There's probably some trauma there too that manifests through the things that he creates. But I don't know, like when I think of, okay, who do I feel is qualified to give dating advice, I don't feel it's Tyler Perry. Like he was out of his wheelhouse with that. He should have just said no comment.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I'm not gonna go as far to say that. Like, but I just it like I said, it's always gonna come down to the source for me, and there's just a pattern of telling black women, oh, well, y'all, if you can get this, then accept that, and I don't, I'm tired of that. I don't like that because at the end of the day, if I don't want to be with somebody who makes less money than me, then that's my choice. And actually, me and a friend of mine were talking about it. She said she's in the oil and gas industry. She does not wish to date somebody who makes less than her. And she said, I just think in terms of if something happened to me or or whatever, I want him, I want when one of us is down, one of us ought to be, the other one ought to be able to go on and take care of what's going on if one of the other one can't. So she don't wish to date somebody who makes significantly less than her. So I think it depends. And I said I wouldn't be against it. But like it just comes down to other things that you find important. So I was faced with this about actually last year. An individual who was at my last job, called. He wanted us to go out. I think he was very much so interested in us being more than friends. I was not, because I saw the writing on the wall. No Destiny's Child. But he asked me on a date twice. We went out once. It was cool or whatever. I didn't hate it, so I just said, let me go out. Let's go out again, so I can really ascertain if I want to do this or not. The second time we were gonna go on a date, y'all, I've told the story before. He told me I could choose. I did. He hit me with the price. He hit me with the price tag. Like, oh, how much is it? Now, if you, as I will say this, if you are not really worried about where I picked, but you gave me the Latitude 2 pick, if you got the ducats, you really not worried about what I picked. You know what I'm saying? But if you counting your ducats closely, then maybe that's more your concern. So could I? Yes. Would I? Potentially. Is it the first thing I want to do? Probably not, because of situations like that. Like, I don't want to be in a place where, like, maybe I make a certain amount of money and, maybe he doesn't. We're not in the same tax bracket. I know for a fact that me and my friends like to go on trips. That's something we do. Like, we will we'll go on a friend trip every year. We might do one, we might do two. Sometimes we do impromptu shit. Like, hey, we all gonna fly to like Atlanta this weekend because we have a friend that lives in Atlanta. Like, hey, you want to meet us down there? All right, cool. I don't want to be in a situation where it's like, oh, hey, I'm going with my friends, and we can bring a significant other, but then you up here telling me like, oh, well, I ain't got it. I can't afford to go, but you mad that I'm going. And some people say, well, you could just pay for your significant other's ticket. That's cool. But like, I'm not going to, maybe I'm not always going to be able to do that. And then maybe he gets sick of me. Maybe he don't want me to do that. And then you tell me like, I just don't want you to go. I don't have time for that.
True. So what dating advice would you give women, black women?
Me?
Yeah, you. From the things you've learned and
do what the fuck fits you and yours. That's it. I can say this, and now I'm in a different decade. So what I'm saying finna hit harder. In my early 20s, late teens, I spent a lot of
girl
time being
hush.
No, I'm serious though. I spent a lot of time late teens, early 20s being focused on what I needed to be so I could get picked. So for a few years I was in fact a pick me Isha. I was that girl. There were certain things I wouldn't dress a certain way. I tried not to speak a certain way. I'm like, oh, I need to stop talking a certain way, or I need to talk a certain way. I need to present myself a certain way so I can be seen as a good God-fearing young woman, and I can be chosen and somebody will want me. And do you know what? I think that was some of the worst times of my life as it pertains to men. When I started saying, you know what, I'm gonna be me. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. Cool. That's your choice. That's when my life got better. That is when I feel like I met better men and people appreciated me for who the hell I was. And and I am who I am. So I say all of that to say, be who the fuck you are. Do what works for you. If you want a wealthy man, by all means, sis, go find that man. If you cool with somebody who make less than you, that's fine. Maybe that opens up the dating pool for you. Maybe it lessens it for you. I don't know. It just depends, you know? So do what the hell works for you. There are always gonna be rules and shit out here. Fuck rules. Cause half the time they don't apply. And just be open. Just be open. But before you can be open, do you? That's my advice.
That's pretty solid. I would say I wouldn't even consider, if I was anybody, I would not even consider a relationship if you're really not even healed. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us or a lot of people want relationships and they don't even know themselves. And to me, that's just a recipe for disaster. You have to literally become what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really feel like that because if you don't love yourself, then you're probably going to attract something that is not good for you or not beneficial for you. You might stay in like a toxic cycle. So like my advice is to become a whole person before you try to merge with somebody else. Like, merging with someone else is supposed to elevate your life. It's not supposed to make it harder. It's not, you're not supposed to be the one to have to pay all the bills. I mean, well, yeah, there are arrangements where that can occur, but I'm saying like no woman wants to be a provider for a man. That's just not in our core. That, like, it feels weird. It
It's
even feels weird
unsexy.
to say. That's not saying that we can't. Yeah, I mean, it really makes me think. It makes me feel. Never mind. I would feel emasculated if I was a man and the woman was always having to cover everything. Like, I can understand for, a short amount of time, not, maybe being down and out, not getting it together, but like after 6 months, a year, like you should have made like some nickel shake or something, like, because to me that's just being complacent. But I would say just doing the inner work and healing. Like, a lot of these men walking around here, they dating women, but they really hate women, and they hate them because of one person who did them real, 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 real dirty. And that's crazy. Like, and a lot of men do treat women like they hate women, and a lot of times it's based on a particular relationship, but that all goes back to being healed before you even attempt it.
That's a word. That's a word right there. That is a word. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like the world, you can give dating advice all day. Really, you can. People have made mad money off of it. It's an industry by and far. People got books, audiobooks, self-help, shows, podcasts, they TikTok accounts, all that shit. People have become influencers. It's to the tune now where you got femininity coaches, which I really think is just a bunch of ex assholes for real. Talking about how
Oh
telling a
Lord.
bitch how to be feminine. And I'm just like, you know what? Y'all done made mad money off of this, and y'all be scamming people because at the end of the day, you can tell a motherfucker anything. And you, as a person giving advice, you are giving advice through your lens. But everybody may not have your lens. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm saying be yourself, which I think that's very general. I think everybody should be. But the way where I'm coming from and what made me arrive at that, everybody may not have been through that. You know what I'm saying? So like you can tell somebody anything all day. It just don't necessarily it might not apply to that person. Um you can people are forever telling women how to dress, how to talk, how to look, how to act to get a man. At the end of the day, you can do all them things and guess what? You still be single. Do you know how many women it is running around here that have either not had sex or have abstained from sex for years? Don't drink, don't curse, whatever. In hopes of if I do this, it'll allow me. I'll become a wife. I'll be somebody's wife. Somebody gonna see me. They gonna look at me and they gonna think I'm wife material. And guess what? They still are today. not a wife, not married. Doesn't mean it won't happen for him.
True. Tay said, "Word got something to say." Word, what you got to say?
What you gonna say, word? And ain't nobody paying for it either. Jerica gave a word down in the chat.
Jared,
She said to
that's
be
what I was about
honest,
to read. Go ahead.
to be honest, it can go for women of any skin color to be themselves and do what makes them happy. The worst thing any woman can do is be someone they're not just to make other people happy. Facts, but women be the main ones to do it. And truthfully, I admire
Word said
men.
he got.
What?
He said, "I got good advice, but few want to pay for it."
Ain't nobody. I ain't paying for shit. Word. So if you ain't giving it pro bono, save it. Word. People don't want advice. They just want to live in their mess and complain. I mean, at the end of the day, you can tell somebody all day till you blue in the face until they are. If they choose to do it, cool. If they don't, that's fine too. Um, but yeah, I remember growing up, and this is no shade to my mom or even how I grew up, but I grew up in the church, and I was always told by my mom and other well-meaning older women, um, not to do or say or act in certain ways. There are things I do today that people have told me in the past. They said, "Oh, well, Marissa, if you do this, you ain't gonna never find nobody." Listen, I don't be short on no men being in my face ever, 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 uh, ever, ever.
A man is the
You know,
easiest thing to get.
but I've been told plenty of times, like, "Oh, Marissa, you talk kind of rough," or you yeah, because I curse, and I'm okay with that. And as a man, if you find me and you don't want a bitch who curse, then I'm not the one you want. That's just easy. Walk away. Um, or I've been told, oh, that's kind of manly that you in the sports like that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Oh, well, maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't dress a certain way. That makes you look fast. I don't give a fuck. If a dude look at me and think I'm fast, he can come up on me and try me if he want to. He gonna be embarrassed when he walk away.
But that's a word. What Tay was saying. That about people don't want advice. They just want to live in their mess and complain. And I
No
think
cap.
that's just like uh, honestly, like that's what the powers that be want us to do. Because the power structure as it is currently could not thrive if people were not lazy and complacent. It could not thrive. It could not continue. It only continues because, and a lot of it, not to get too deep into it, but a lot of it doesn't just have to do with our trauma. It also has to do with the food we're eating, what's in the food we're eating, how that food has been modified, the type of meat we consume. Um, Consuming excessive amounts of meat, that's dead energy. And that's going to produce dead things in your life. Like, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Like, there's certain meats that I won't even consume because of how they make me feel after I eat them.
Like,
Like, I like beef, but it's heavy and I feel like it's very dense, and I feel better when I'm eating things that are more natural, like fruit, vegetables, things like that. Like, that's when I'm at my creative pinnacle. When I'm
you
eating
you
well,
know
when I'm eating
fruit
junk.
and vegetables can be genetically modified too, right?
Well, they can absolutely. I know that, but still, to me, meat is dead energy.
I get you.
But I mean, I still eat it. I still eat it. Plants are living, and but I just think the system is set up that way. It's set up for us to be complacent. Um, and it's not just the food, it's the things that we consume in our mind, the music we listen to. Music you listen to has a big effect on your brain and the way it operates too.
What
Um,
type are you talking about? Like what type? What genre?
any genre. It just depends on, not just like there's two to me. There's two aspects to music, right? You have the beat, and then you have the lyrics, right? So certain beats just kind of soothe the brain, and then certain lyrics, like the lyrics that you're singing, if you don't want those things to like attract into your life, like I wouldn't be singing nothing that is not true for me, or something that I don't want to come to pass. I've heard people say this since I was little, speaking things into existence, and I think that that can happen in positive ways and negative ways. And I think that
True.
the type of things that we consume. Like I remember the kids that did the Columbine stuff. They were listening to like Marilyn Manson and very dark and death metal and things like that. And so there was a time where they were trying to prevent kids from being able to listen to that kind of stuff. Oh, da, 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 or rap, and all rap ain't conscious rap. All rap ain't good rap, but there are some good ones out there. But I don't know. I just think that let's see. Let me go to this chat. Word said he's a classical music whore and he likes rock. I like classical music when I'm painting. It just seems things flow better. Um, I'm able to concentrate better.
Classical music is not my
Speaking
jam.
beef, I ain't had. What's your jam?
I'm a R&B girl, a neo soul maybe.
Well, I mean, easy listening. Like I like jazz. I like R&B, of course. But that's like leisure listening. When I'm like really trying to like focus on something or get things done, I'll put like a very low classical classic Bach song on. There's even another lady. I think her name is Ashley Thomas, something like that. She's a new composer. She's really young. I like her stuff. She has a lot of strings in it. But like classical music is soothing to me. Like it helps me with overthinking and things like that. But different strokes for different folks.
No, no cap. Classical music is soothing, but
Jared,
I mean, even when I'm trying to get shit done, R&B.
Jerica says, speaking of beef, I haven't had a triple cheeseburger in about 3 weeks or close to 3 weeks. Girl, if you're gonna have a cheeseburger, have you a smoked cheeseburger? One off the grill, girl.
I had a double meat tonight. That shit was good. It blessed me.
Girl, that's because you away from Texas. You over there eating them northern burgers and shit.
No, it was good. It was seasoned. It had plenty of stuff on it.
It
It
was
had
good.
jalapeno, pickles, onions, some cheddar cheese, this some kind of garlic sauce. It was great. It blessed it blessed my soul.
Let's see. Let me go through some of the comments.
So, Jerica, since you listen to Lady Gaga, I got a question for you. I was yesterday years old when I found out that her song Poker Face is about her thinking about a woman while being engaged in adult twister with a man.
I'm not sure what happened to Coco, but she was asking if you heard about that Jerica before. Wait, here she goes. She back up.
My bad. I accidentally hit the leave button when I was trying to hit more. the comments.
Let
But yeah,
me
did
see
you
if
know that
Jerica
Amber?
answered.
Did you know that song was about women or about a woman?
I had no clue. This is my first time hearing it.
If I find the
I had
video,
never
I'll go
heard of
back and
that
send it
before.
to you. Cause I never got gay vibes or like I'm desiring a woman off of that song. But honestly, if you go back and listen to a lot of music now with a different ear, like you'll realize like you should have been listening to half the music you were listening to growing up.
Girl, it was this one song that I was singing all the time in the early 90s. I can't remember who it's by, but it was something like, "Do you mind if I stroke you up?" And ain't nobody stopped me from singing that daggone song.
Because you didn't know what it meant and
And I
they
was
weren't
just like,
bothering.
oh my goodness.
That takes me back to when I was 21 when I figured out what Rock the Boat Aaliyah was about. Like I was just jamming the shit out of it at 9 or 10 years old, and I just love the video. You know, they were out on the water on the boat, and the girls was all pretty, and I was like, "Ooh, they all cute and dressed cute and like dancing," and it was just dope, and I loved her. And I was 21 when I realized what she was talking about.
Um, Girl, well, I knew what she was talking about when they first came out. I was in high school. Because I, I used to have a thing with, so the lady that choreographed that video. Uh, I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, I knew what it meant. I knew what it meant. I'll tell you about that later. But I knew what it meant.
Word, why you can't listen to Frank Ocean no more?
That's a nut.
Cause you know what? Why? Cause he been thinking about you. Ooh nah nah nah. That was a good song.
Let me read what it was. Jazz said, "It's so hard to let go of meat. I did it for 10 days, almost passed out. I went raw fruit and vegetables." Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody, and I still eat meat, but like when I really am in the zone trying to get something finished, I don't. I try to eat light, just to because I feel best that way. I feel best when I don't have like heavy food in my stomach.
Word. I okay. Listen, when the song came out, I was under 10, maybe 9 or 10, but I was definitely not a teenager. So when she said change positions, I always would watch the video. So I thought she was saying change positions as in change the position that they were on the boat when they were dancing in the video. Everything in my mind related back to the video. It never related to anything else, but I couldn't relate it to sex because at that time I had never had sex. I thought boys still had
She
cooties
thought
and
they was dancing and rocking. You
exactly.
thought they was dancing and making the boat rock.
It two and two never added up to four for me. Like literally, everything clicked. Like two plus two added up to four when we was driving down Highway 45, going to my friend's sister's wedding, and it came on the radio, and I was just jamming. I was like, "Ooh, I love this song." And then I heard it, and I said, oh, they talking about fucking on here, girl." And then I just laughed to myself because I was like, I've been listening to this song for like years, and I didn't know one, but two, like, where was my mom and them at? Because why y'all didn't stop me?
Girl, no, you know that song. I don't. You don't know now by Trina. I think Jay Z is
Yeah.
in it. Trick Daddy's in it. I used to sing that song all the time in class. Nobody ever said nothing, and I was pretty old at that point. I was in high school, so like I really, but I just, like sometimes you don't pay attention to the lyrics. You just pay attention to the beat, or
No, let's talk
me
about your
personally,
let's
because
talk
I
about your
can
Amy.
separate them.
No, let's talk about your Amy.
Which one?
My mama, who was real bad about that. When Sierra dropped that song Ride It, I was in high school. Um I was in 11th grade, and she picked me up one day from practice, and the song was on the radio, and she was just bopping. And I looked at, I had to turn the music up to make sure I heard what I heard. And I looked at her and I was said, Mama, do you hear the lyrics to this song? Do you know what this song's about? She said, No, I just like the beat. I said, So you ain't listening to damn lyrics? She's like, No. I said, no, turn this off because this is not for you.
Me and my auntie are just geniuses. We can separate. We ain't always got to listen to the whole song. We can compartmentalize it.
Y'all crazy because what if a song was bad and somebody was talking about worshiping the damn devil?
That's already done subliminally.
Oh, word, don't say shit
When
else
you
about
get
me. Talking about I didn't understand why I couldn't
what
wear
word say? Let
69
me.
for church until I was 15. Don't say shit else about me then. That makes you a baby too. And here's the kicker: I didn't even get to talk as a teenager, so that's why I probably didn't pick up on Rock the Boat until 21. It's a cold world out here.
I was saying that I was telling my mom that the other day. I was like, I ain't had no business singing half of them daggone songs. None. But I would definitely I'm very particular about like what I consume as far as music. Like because it can literally change. Like I've been in a bad mood before, turn on some really good music that makes me feel good, and it just completely changes my entire vibe.
I
Um,
agree with that.
you know,
I turned on Square Business
who's your
by
favorite artist?
Today or ever.
Your favorite artist ever?
There's there's different artist favorites for different eras of my life, but I will say somebody who's remained consistent is probably Alicia Keys. Because there has not been one album she has dropped
Yeah,
that it did not in some way, shape, form, or fashion bang. Maybe some of her later stuff, but
I really love I love Michael Jackson is my favorite artist of all time. I'm just gonna put that out there. But I would say like more recent, I like India Ari a lot. I really
I knew
like
that. I knew you
her
were gonna say
music
that.
because I see a lot. There's so many affirmations in her music. Every album, there's not one album that she has that's not feel good. But I also got it. Look, I love Erica Badu. Baduism, that's one of my favorite jams. It's another one though that I just heard recently. Mayada. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
It's Mayaada. Look her up. She has a song called "Sick and Tired," and it's a bunch of like metaphors, you know, for her feelings. Like I love people who are very like unique and artistic. Like when Lemonade dropped, I loved it because like in my mind forever since I've been a kid, I was like, I really wish artists would mix poetry and music and video, you know, to just have an all immersive experience. And to me, that was what Lemonade was. That's one of my favorite albums. I wasn't really going anything particular at that time, but I really loved that entire concept of the album. Just the way they blended the art forms, you know, it was like an escape of sorts.
I'm trying to think. Where's one of my favorite albums? Like, see, one thing my brother used to make, your cousin used to make fun of me for is that I used to get CDs and I'd buy it for one song, not the whole album, because I loved like a single that came out. And he said, "You the only person I know that'll buy a whole CD for one track." And I'm like, "That's my business, though. Uh, mind yours." Um, a whole album. I'm trying. Do I have anybody? I just ain't nothing to skip. Uh, Probably Jasmine Sullivan's first album, Fearless.
Oh yeah, that was dope. That was dope. I
I
love all
mean,
her stuff though. Like she's one of the
everything
most to me, she's one of the most underrated artists out there. Like
she
she's
is
pretty
that.
dope. Her wordplay, um, her, creativity. Like, I don't know how many of her songs she actually writes, but the way she sings them, you can tell she had some hand in the writing process about a lot of those songs. Just the way that, because like, and I hate to say that because Whitney wasn't really a writer, but like, there's just this grit in Jasmine's voice that's like gripping because
I've
it's
been through
different.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she banger, fearless banger. I forgot the name of her next one. Banger, reality show banger, hotels banger. I hate that she took such a long hiatus from music between the reality show and hotels, and that's not even an album. That's really like just like a EP, like a project. Um, the
Right.
next one she did like banger. So yeah, no, there's no skips on none of her shit for me personally. Um, y'all gonna talk about me, but Danity Kane's first album, yeah,
Lord
yeah,
have
banger,
mercy.
bangers.
Girl, I can't even remember. I ain't finna say that. Name three Danity Kane songs. Top three Danity Kane songs.
For me,
See if I remember any of those.
for me,
Yeah, because I don't. I remember the name, but I can't remember any of their songs off the
Showstopper,
rip.
one shot,
Oh yeah, yeah,
ride
yeah,
for
yeah.
you,
Oh,
damage. Um, oh, what's the name of that one? I'm trying to think of it. Um, it goes like, "You keep on stressing me, you keep on stressing me." Damn, sleep on it. Me and my best friend, we love that
I ain't.
track. That was our shit.
Man,
I
and
was
it's so crazy about that comment you made about I'm about to age myself. Huh?
I was gonna say all I was saying was I was a huge
Say it
112
again.
fan back in the day. Um, but maturity is realizing that I had a huge crush on Slim when I was a kid. Adulting is realizing that Deron was
Hmm.
actually the finest.
Lord have mercy.
112 was not like 112
I
was
can't.
fine collectively. Slim was not the finest one because when I look at old videos, I'm like, damn, Slim skin bad. But I thought he was fine. I don't know. Sometimes when I look at
Girl.
you, go look at an old picture of Slim and tell me, just go look at an old picture of him one time later.
All right, 1 second.
Oh, wait a minute, Jazz, who had one good song? Cause I, cause I know you're not talking about DK.
No, Slim ain't fine.
No, Jazz. You said Slim ain't fine. I thought he was back in the day. That man, I'm talking about, you gotta look at him like back in the 90s, early 2000s. He was fine. Baby, cause they had me
Girl, he
fucked.
got a fire.
They, they had me fucked up on the Peaches and Cream video. Cause first of all, I mad respect to 112 for the girls they had in their videos because it was girls that looked like me in there. They wasn't all like racially or ethnically ambiguous or white women or light skin. Like it was a rainbow of bitches. I'm so disappointed. Jazz,
Girl,
what was the one
they're
song
they're
they
wrong.
had that was good? What song was it that you think was good? Because they had some bangers. I like no cap. What were you saying, AJ? I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just kind of reading through the comments. Daron, what is his name?
Deron.
Daron?
Deron.
Yeah, no.
Are you looking at
No,
pictures from
girl,
back in the
no.
day? Are you looking for pictures from back in the day or today? You got to look at the time
Um
period I specified. back like the 90s, early 2000s. Deron was by far like the finest. Okay, truthfully, if I look at that group then with my eyes now, the finest it should have been Deron, Mike, Q,
Yeah.
Slim.
Okay. I see the younger pictures, and yeah, he, yeah, he alright. He alright. He alright.
It's definitely
He
Deron, Mike,
alright. I
Q,
see
Slim.
it.
Or you could even say Deron, Q, Mike, Slim. But
Okay.
today's
I'm trying to
eyes
think.
on that picture, Slim is last. But baby,
Girl,
you
I
could
like. I remember having the biggest crush on Usher, and now when I see Usher, I be like, "Ooh,
uh
he's skinny.
Usher was cute,
He
but
little."
like Usher was cute, but I
Is,
never was
but
like
like, I don't.
when I found out he was 5'7", I said, "Oh hell no!"
Girl, hush.
I'm dead ass serious.
You always hating
Now,
on
no man, because when they said Usher was 5'7", like it just my whole body dried up.
your.
That do not
Well,
turn me on.
Usher actually looks 5'7" though on the TV. He looks short to
Who
me.
else did I have? I'm trying to. Who did I have a crush on back in the day? I didn't have a crush on like artists a lot. I had a crush on like athletes, which makes sense.
Now she has crushes on coaches, y'all.
Who you talking about? Because
You
ain't but
you
one.
said you used to have crushes on athletes. I said you now you bypass the athletes and you be trying to check the coaches out.
Hey, listen, it ain't but like a handful of coaches in the NFL that's fine. Uh, because it's still the athletes. Like no cap. Who did I have a crush
I
on back then? I thought
I
Ray Lewis was fine. Ray Lewis is still fine.
Jazz
Ray
said
Lewis.
peaches and cream. She loved that song.
That was my shit. And you know what? Again, as a child, I thought they were actually talking about what? Peaches and cream.
Lord have mercy. I was a child and I knew that's not what they was talking about.
And
Girl, them
again,
lyrics are detailed.
they no,
They
because
are detailed.
I only heard the edit. I heard the edited version,
Oh, okay.
and I remember the song and the video was playing on BET one evening, and I was bopping. Um, and my mama did not stop me from. She did not turn it off. Like 100%, she's like, "You don't need to be listening to this." But I just love the video. Um, and I was just watching all. I'm like, oh, they just all look so good. I want to be pretty. I want to be like them. Yeah. What a time. But yeah, celeb crushes back then. I thought Ray Lewis was fine. He still is. T.O. sexy today. Today. Who else?
I I can remember like thinking certain people were fine and then hearing them do an interview and
They
completely
unfine.
losing that crush.
Then they get
They
uncute.
unfind they uncute themselves with their words.
Who?
Girl, I don't know. I used to think Juvenile was fine. I still
Hell
like
no.
Plies. Like
Hell no.
it ain't. I think Plies is fine. He just country as hell, but he's funny. Like I don't think he's
Mm-mm.
fine at all, but I think he's
Mm-mm.
hilarious.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, not at all. And you know the
Girl,
sad part is when I got older, I realized I went from just having crushes on them to start thinking like, ooh, I wonder do you even like black women? Because that's the thing. You really have to think about that shit today.
girl, I don't even. Yeah, I recently had somebody from high school hit me up that or not high school, somebody that I knew back in middle school. They hit me up. They were like, I always had a crush on you, but like
Man,
we weren't allowed to date, like, like outside. I was like, good for you. But I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a person that was Spanish, and I was just like, oh, okay. Well, can I go on
I
a
mean,
date now?
here's my thing.
Nah, I'm in my healing girl era.
What is the point of coming back and telling somebody 74 years later that you had a crush on them? Like, what?
I don't even know.
Cause that's what I be wanting to know. I be like, what's the fucking point? Like, are you telling me this in hopes that you could eat my pussy today? Cause you can't. Oh, okay.
Well, that was one person. I met another that person I'm talking about is not the only person. Somebody more recently hit me up and told me that, and I was just kind of like, okay, all right, and that's pretty much what he said. I was like, okay.
No, no, like no, you
So,
can't because
so
you just can't. Like, don't come to me 20 years later talking about, oh, I always thought you was so beautiful. Oh, I always wanted you. No, but you was back there in the day talking about I look when I got in the car, the oil light came on. No, suck my ass, motherfucker.
oh my god,
What? Me?
girl, you and your suck my yes, you.
Man, I don't give a fuck. Like, no, don't come. Do not come back in the cut years later thinking, oh, let me just tell her. Because guess what? Your love, it's unrequited.
Oh Lord. Well, I mean, it's just. It's not. I mean, like we're cool. Like I mean, he's cool, but it's not even really that. It's like, but when you're in a, I think when you're in the energy to where you're just really wanting to actually heal and be a whole version of yourself, you're not quick to jump into situations with people, even people that you've known, because that's always kind of been my kryptonite. Like, it's easy for me to curve somebody new, but somebody that I've known and that I have history with, it's a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel more of like a connection to them, if that makes sense.
Do you see
Because
you
we have that
playing?
history. Girl, I see your hand. Lord have mercy.
That's how
Give
I
me the
feel about
strength.
all that shit. No, I don't care if
Yeah.
I don't care if we were. I don't care if we were friends. I don't care if we have history. I don't care if we played with blocks in a box with a fox. No, I'm sorry, and I'm
Girl.
not sorry. Y'all know me. I don't believe in spinning the block. No way. I feel like if you come back 10, 15 years, like, oh, I always liked you. What you gonna do about it now? Because we different people.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all. I mean, don't I don't believe in sweeping the dust straight out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this person, he's a cool person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe if I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But my mind is more on healing and just,
Mm.
achieving goals that I set for myself and things like that. My focus is really not on dating at this point. And that's not saying that I would push love off if it came. It's just saying that it's not my focus at the current moment. You know,
I said,
so somebody new coming that I've never, huh?
go ahead.
Say it again.
I said, go ahead.
I was like somebody new coming in, like I could very easily be like, I'm just not in the energy. But somebody old who I actually had a bond and a connection with, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like I won't do that. But
I ain't gonna
I won't
count.
just be like, oh, I'm not gonna spin the block. Cause it's technically not spinning the block because we never dated. We were just friends.
Don't matter spinning the block because it's from the past. Uh, there's one person,
Girl, you so crazy.
and I do mean only one person, and and in real
Hmm.
life, that individual can't even do
Is it who
that.
I think it is?
And it don't matter who you think it is, ho. There's one person who could come back, could be like SpongeBob and bring it around town and be like, listen, back then, this is how I felt, and we could have a conversation about it. 110%. One person. All the rest of them, no. Absolutely fuck not. Because I know shit now. I know too much. There's no guy I have entertained or talked to in the past that could come back to me today and be like, hey, I still want you. Folks in hell want ice water.
Yeah,
And,
I
and that's
mean,
not to say any of them would come back and be trying to get me. Because guess what? Some of them might be like, oh man, you wasn't all that no way. Okay, that's cool. I ain't tripping.
right? Let me look at the comments. Oh, Tay, why you got them eyes up? Tay.
For real.
Tay.
Like, what you
Tay.
side eyeing?
We need
This
to know
is
what you
her.
side eyeing.
That's her.
Girl, that's her. Oh, you done learned her. You done learned her. Let me tell you something. It's so crazy, right? When somebody like say something crazy that Tacy as crazy or something, she does that exact eye move. She don't say a word. And tell me, girl,
What?
you can already tell she don't have to say a word. Them facial expressions give away exactly what it's
You
so
trying to
funny,
say Tay ain't
girl.
got no poker
Cause
face?
like like going at Tay does not have a poker face. Tay wears her emotions on her face, bruh. She wears her emotions on her face.
Oh, that means Tay got
And
notify
girl,
your face
she
is
got you.
wrong.
Girl, have you ever seen her stank face before? The way she look at people when she
No.
be like, you know how you scrunch your nose up? That look.
Yeah.
Oh, well, when she get to scrunching that nose up, she about to say something, and ain't nobody about to stop her from saying something.
Here she go. Look, I'm gonna say something. It's gonna be, and I don't give a fuck. Oh my god,
Say it
I'm so
again.
dead. She gonna be like, I'm finna say something, and I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Nah, this is her. I'ma just say this. And you
I'ma
already know she
I'ma
about to
just
come
say
with some
this.
heat, bro. She be like, I'ma just say this, okay?
But you do the
And
same
I ain't
thing.
trying to
You do
offend
the same thing.
nobody.
You do the same thing, low key. Here you go. You
I
gonna be like,
might.
look,
I might. I got it from
look,
her. I got it from her.
look. I'm just gonna say. Whereas I feel like me, I'll say this. I'll be like, look, I'm gonna say this. It might upset some people. It could. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm not, and I don't care.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like this girl, like I'm telling you. Well, you do that too. Like remember, like me and Coco went to this restaurant, right? And we got carried away talking. So we literally sitting at the table 3 hours after we done finished eating,
It was not 3.
and they asked us to leave. And Coco is looking at me. It was a lot of hours. Coco was looking at me, right? And she like, you gonna say something, ain't you? And as soon as I get outside, I said, I think it's funny how, and I could
This
tell
time I'm
because
gonna
the way
talk
Coco
shit.
was looking at me, the way Coco was looking, because he handed us some daggone free chili con queso tickets. And Coco looked at that chili con queso tickets and looked at him. I can go. It ain't no problem. And I'm looking at Coco, and she like, oh Lord, she finna say something. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just go on ahead and get up. I ain't gonna embarrass my cousin today. I'm gonna just walk on about this daggone restaurant. But when I got outside, I said exactly what I was about to say. But had she not gave me that look, I was about to say something on site.
Yes, you were,
It
and
was just
we
that
were.
look she gave me. I was just,
And mind y'all, we the only colored people at the establishment. It wasn't no niggas to be found
and
nowhere.
Coco. None. And then Coco had these white people that was sitting right next to us, looking her upside her head because she was talking about booty, something about booty. I can't remember, but I'm like,
Exactly.
Coco. She's like, I don't care.
I don't feel like, but it was loud
You
because
and you and
I don't feel like they was looking at me because we was talking about eating ass. You had already told me before we started talking about that. Like, why these white people looking at you like that? And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes people they be weird because they ain't never seen nobody black.
yeah, yeah, because they was staring at us. It's a whole like y'all. We're at a little tiny table, a two people table. There's people sitting next to us. There's probably about 10 people at that table, 5 people on each side. Why is this lady that's sitting next to Coco looking straight in Coco mouth and not paying no attention to all them people talking at her table? And I'm just like, oh, I guess our conversation is more interesting. But yeah.
I think they just be sometimes they be so caught up
They-
and they be thinking people pretty and they like looking at you because I've had that happen to me before where they be like, oh my god, I just think you're so beautiful and I'm like, oh thank you, but like you ain't got like I'm not a science project and this is not a Hubble, this is not a telescope. You ain't got to stare.
that part. Tay said that she can't do that no more. Say that no more because she trying to get her shorts out, so she got to be more nice. Girl, she copied one of our shorts. It was probably one of yours, and girl, we got warned because your language.
Why is that be mine?
YouTube, YouTube be micromanaging. They won't let us be great.
It might not have been mine. It could have been Tay because hell, she worse than me. You can
It could have
hey
been.
Tay,
I don't know who it was. I was just being
you know
funny.
what you can do, can't you? You know what you can do, right?
Beep it.
Suck my ass.
Who?
You
Who can? What I do?
suck my ass. You can suck my ass.
You over there talking about Tay worse than you? I disagree. Y'all are equal. Y'all are
No, we
equal.
ain't hell.
You tripping? Nah, nah. You might be a little bit more shady. Uh-huh, ma'am. You don't
No,
just say it. You say it with your you act like you got a poker face. You ain't got no dang on poker face.
I
Who
know I
told you that
don't.
lie?
I
Okay,
know for
I was about to
I
say.
know that I don't. Hell, it's plenty of people. They be knowing I don't like them because of how I look at them. They be like, I didn't think you liked me because the way you looked at me. Like, bitch, I didn't. I still don't.
Lord have mercy.
Like again, what am I saying? Suck my ass.
Tay said, "Wow, suck the brown booty hole." Oh, she said it was her language too. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm saying it.
Co- Oh, yeah.
Suck. No, no, I ain't gonna say suck my ass, kiss my ass. The blackest part of it.
Jerica said one of her Saints Row 4 videos was classified for 18 plus because of language. She was taunting aliens throughout the video. Character was flipping them off. Oh my gosh. 50 plus times. Oh my lord. But
Hell, at least I said suck my ass because I
girl,
could have said eat a dick.
girl, you so explicit.
What?
Eat a dick. Look, you can put that in your hot dog bun and eat it if you want to.
I say that so
Lorena
much
Bobbitt.
now. I be like, eat a dick. Hey, listen, when I was in college, I
You
used
should
to
tell
say
them
drink bleach.
drink bleach. Oh, I say that too. I say that too. There was a point where I used to tell. I ain't gonna say that because I'm gonna get us. I'm gonna get a strike. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But yeah, I used to say something else similar to that too.
What,
Tell
to
people what
drink
to do to
bleach?
themselves.
Oh, go.
No, I ain't gonna say it. No, wait. I ain't saying it because I ain't trying to get the video strike. But
Go
go
fillet
K
yourself.
themselves.
Go what?
Don't say the what I say because it'll get a strike. I say
Oh, oh, I've never
K,
said that. No, I
K.
unalive.
Oh, I've said that. I've said it.
I've never said that to
Yeah, but
nobody.
don't. Yeah,
Why- AJ, that's unhinged. I would never say that.
yeah. I'm
God,
unhinged. I'm super
that's
unhinged.
that's unhinged. I
I'm
have
super.
never said that.
I look here. I I I inherited your uncle's temper. That's what I did, and I just can't help
He
it.
don't
I
give me
said,
temper issues.
he doesn't have temper issues anymore. He worked that out a long time ago. Did the work, but I ain't done the work. I still got them temper issues.
Oh, we see it. Um, yeah, no, I would never.
Thanks
I've
so
never said.
much, Coco. I appreciate that.
Listen, I'm just being honest. Uh, it's
I've said
okay.
it. I've
We are
absolutely
listen.
said it.
God ain't through with none of us yet. But
I said it to
no,
my ex one time. Oh, go ahead.
I ain't never said that to nobody. I mean, the worst I think I've said to somebody was I think I told somebody that they should have been swallowed. Girl, is you gonna change the battery in your smoke detector
Yeah,
or not?
yeah, yeah. I've said that too.
Is you gonna change the battery
You
in your
hear
smoke
it?
detector?
I don't hear
Yes,
it,
I do.
girl. These are high. I'm sure these are high ceilings,
Uh, that's why God made ladders.
girl. When I feel like it, I might. It's one up in the. It's a ladder in the attic.
I
Have I went up
honestly
there to
did
get
not.
it? No.
I didn't know how short you was till I saw you a months ago. Cause I really thought you was like I thought you was tall this whole time.
Girl, it's what my personality gives giant roar.
Your personality definitely do be on 6'1".
I'm a 6'1" personality with a 5'1" stature.
Yeah, like when I saw you back at who is it, Gringos? I was like,
Me.
damn, she a midget.
I am not a midget. Girl, even Tay taller than me.
How tall is Tay?
I think she's about your height. Tay's kind of tall. To me, she
Oh,
is.
well then, no, she not a midget.
Hush.
I wouldn't
I ain't
call
a
you a
midget
midget.
either. I'm just,
You
I'm
you're
just,
dwarfish.
I'm, no, I'm just,
Fun size.
vertically challenged.
You are that.
Vertically challenged. That's just about it.
Now I'm waiting on
But
Tyler Perry.
it's been such a Tyler
I'm
Perry to
sorry.
what?
I'm waiting on Tyler Perry to pop out and be like, "Oh, black women, if find you a vertically challenged man, if he okay with being a short king, support him with his bad habits and dirty hygiene." LOL.
Lord have mercy. Girl. Well, it's been a great conversation, guys. Jerica is 6 feet. Jerica, you over 6 feet? You know what? You give tall energy though, Jerica. You do give tall people energy. But
Mm-mm-mm.
guys, it's been an amazing conversation. We enjoyed y'all. Um, do you have any last words for the people, Coco? Any words of wisdom or any gems you want to leave them with tonight?
Sure. FDP. when it comes to these people who be doing too much, be in your business, telling you what to accept, what not to accept, what to do or how to act. FDP, and that, my friends, means fuck them people.
That part. I would say more recently, like for me, I've been journaling a lot. I'm creating a self-discovery journal that'll be dropping in the end of October. But I've been asking myself critical questions and answering those critical questions because so many times, like, we repeat the same cycles and patterns over and over because we're not cognizant of them. We're not aware of them. We're not paying attention. And if we start asking ourselves those critical questions and we start writing things down, journaling them, we can begin to understand ourselves more. And the more you understand yourself, the more likely you are to attract people who are in alignment with the energy you want to surround yourself with. So I guess my takeaway for this week is do the self work. Do the self work. Start journaling. Start getting to know yourself. Start, analyzing not just your actions but your reactions to things, because your actions and your reactions should be taking bringing you closer to your goals and not taking you farther away from them. And when we act on impulse, we subconsciously, especially when we act on impulse and it's something negative, we push ourselves back away from the goals that we're trying to achieve. So just, get to know yourself, self work, journal, explore your feelings. Like that's my biggest piece of advice for the week. Because when we start noticing our own cycles and patterns that um, we keep encountering, that will allow us to change and break those patterns. But if you never can recognize them, you're never going to change them. So that's my gem that I would like to leave you guys with. I had an amazing time with you all tonight. Thank everybody for tuning in, coming out. Me and Coco, I hope me and Coco will see y'all next weekend. Again, Tay is on vacation right now. She's on vacation. She'll be back in a couple weeks. Um, but she'll be in the chat when we go live going forward, as she can, and she might come up here and there. But again, guys, it's been an amazing time we have for you. I look forward to hanging out with you guys every Saturday at 10 p.m. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I hope y'all have an amazing week ahead. And I will see you guys on Saturday. Peace out.